The 2023 NFL Draft is absolutely loaded with cornerback talent. And I know the names that are most often heard of, spoken about, are your Christian Gonzalez's, your Devin Witherspoons, your Joey Porter Jr.'s, your Cam Smiths, your Kelee Ringo out of Georgia, your Deonte Banks out of Maryland, and your Emmanuel Forbes. And those dudes are all ballers. They're all really good corners. But I got to tell you, man, there's some other names. This is a absolutely loaded draft class, and I'm really excited to talk about one today. All right, y'all, let's talk about DJ Turner II, Michigan University. What's up, Cerebral football fans? My name is Steven Hyder. This is Gate City Sports Channel. So this one, to me, is a topic I've wanted to talk about for a while, and I've faced a lot of you guys being like, hey, Gate, can you please talk about DJ Turner? Can you talk about DJ Turner? And DJ Turner first crossed kind of my radar when I was listening to a podcast. And Lance Zierlein basically said that DJ Turner is a longer, taller version of Avonte Maddox. And I said, I'm sorry, run that by me again? Because if you're telling me that there is a taller, longer, more rangy version of Avonte Maddox in this draft class, what are we waiting on? This is definitely a guy that we should have on our radar because that's an incredible athlete. And let me get down to DJ Turner and the type of athlete he is and explain the numbers and what you're looking for, right? With cornerbacks, you've heard this said so many times that traits matter. Out of all the position groups, you cannot get away very often. You don't see many guys get away with lacking the traits to play the position. DJ Turner, he is a sub 6 foot corner. He is 5'11", 178 pounds. So not only is he a sub 6 foot corner, but he's a sub 180 pound corner. Okay, so those are definitely factually true. He's got 30 3/4 inch arm reach though, so a little bit more rangier than what we're used to. In terms of his athletic testing, guys, a 4.26 40, and I don't put too much weight into full 40 times, but that's a really, really good 40 time. But this is where it gets kind of spectacular, to be real. A 1.4710 split. Holy freaking crap, this dude is fast. A 38.5 inch vertical and 131 inch broad jump. 1.4710 split, 38.5 inch vertical, 131 inch broad jump. This dude is explosive. And then I went to the film and I said, all right, show me what you got, young man. Let me see what type of corner you are. And the thing that stood out to me right away is the young man has played everywhere. Left cornerback. So you think left cornerback, think field side. Think Darius Slay side. 365 snaps. Right cornerback. So when you hear right cornerback, think boundary corner typically. Think your James Bradbury side of the field. 276, and he's also lined in the nickel as a nickel corner 56 times as a nickel corner. So this young man has played everywhere, but if I had to classify him, he is very clearly, in my opinion, at the NFL level, will be more of either a nickel corner or he will be a field side corner, just judging from the physical attributes that this guy has, the speed, how he can play in space, and the fact that, man, there are match corners, man-match corners, and then there's DJ Turner, who is a really good one. The best example I can give you of a man-match corner is to go back and think to Patrick Surtain for the Denver Broncos during that draft class. He was one of the best man-match corners I had watched come out in a very long time. And when we say man-match, we're talking about a mirroring technique. So think you got man coverage, you got zone coverage. Now, these principles can apply in both of these coverages, to be quite honest. But let's go man coverage and let's go over the techniques. You can play press inside of man, or you can play what's called a mirroring technique. A mirroring technique means you're mirroring the first couple of steps of the receiver's release, and you are creating an obstruction for him to get off of his release easily. So it causes the quarterback to have to hold the ball more. It causes the wide receiver to have a plan of attack to attack you as a player. When you turn the film on of DJ Turner, man, he stands out to me, guys. He has the fluidity and the oily hips that you look for in terms of the production in the play of a cornerback. This dude is really gifted in that manner. Now, I will tell you, there's never a perfect, prospect out there. And I'm going to tell you right from the jump, why would this be a value pick, right? If you say value pick, Gate, that means that there's got to be some things you have to combat here in order for it to be a value pick. Some people will say that being above 30 inches means hey, man, 30-inch arm reach means that this young man, he has the requisite size to play outside. It's not a specific concern. But there are some systems like Philadelphia's where you play that quarters and you're playing this man match or the match carry and deliver style of football. You're looking for dudes that, generally speaking, have 31 inches or longer in the extremities of the limbs. So when you look at a guy like DJ Turner, he's 30 3/4. I'm not going to trip over a 1/4 inch, but I'm going to tell you that There are teams that have these philosophies, and that can hurt your projection as a player. The other thing is when you go over the fact that you're a sub 6-foot corner and a sub 180-pound corner, they're going to scrutinize the way that you play the run game and the way that you come up and you match and mirror, not match and mirror, but the way you come up and you stick the short zone. How do you stick the short zone? So when guys are coming and releasing on end arounds, when they're coming over on just quick outs and bubble routes and stuff like that, how are you playing that? And I'll be honest with you, DJ Turner's game needs to improve there. I caught him a few times on the film, especially in the Ohio State game, to where he's got to shore it up, man. Sometimes he's got really, really good numbers in terms of the tackling and the way he was graded out, and then other times you can see he's got to play with a little bit more physicality. I think that's the area where you see the 178 pounds and the sub 6 foot where teams are going to get a little critical about this player if I'm being real about it. However, go look at the production and tell me how many wide receivers caught 75 yards or had 75 yards receiving or more on this guy. The answer is a goose egg, 0. Let's filter it down by 50 yards per game. How many guys got 50 yards or more per game on him? 3 out of 14. 3 out of 14. How many guys got 25 yards or more out of this guy? 7 out of 14, which means half of the opponents he faced, he held them to under 25 yards receiving. On the season, he was 33 of 71, giving up a 46.5% completion rate, so under 50%, 408 yards, 2 touchdowns, 14 forced incompletions, which ranked 16th overall, a 20% forced incompletion rate, which ranked 65th out of 483 corners, 7 pass breakups, an interception, and a 68.3 NFL passer rating, which ranked 67th overall in terms of all corners. 67 out of, like I said, 483 corners. The young man has the underlying analytics. The young man has the underlying film to tell me if this guy's floating around the third round, you got to take DJ Turner. And to me, I think his value is somewhere between the back half of the second round into the front half of the third round. If you're the Philadelphia Eagles and you can find a way of getting forward, or one of these dudes slips down to you by the pure luck of just how many of these dudes are in this class, and there are a lot of corners in this class that can play, guys. He is not the only one, but he is certainly one of these dudes. You got to take a chance on some of these guys, man, because the underlying skill set is there. This is a very, very, very good class for corners. It just is, guys. I mean, you can walk away in the second, third round, and I would even say if you get really lucky, even in the fourth round, I think you can walk away with some studs out of this draft class. This is a very deep corner draft class. And if you know where to look, if you know what to look for, you got some real athletic gems out there in this draft class, guys. And DJ Turner is absolutely one of them. All right, guys, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. As I stated, you will see some people push back because, they'll say 30 and 3/4 inch. When you're playing in this type of system, you ideally went 31 inches or longer in the arm reach, all that stuff. And there is one play where you can go to Harrison Jr. of Ohio State where, look, great coverage, great ball placement. He just didn't have enough, range length to get in there and break that pass up. But, I mean, the numbers don't lie. I mean, you can look at the underlying data here. And, I mean, he held half of his opponents under 25 yards receiving. This dude is a stud, man. This is a stud player that I think is being devalued just because of how deep the class is. And in any other draft class, oh boy, man, I think this is a solid second-round pick in any other draft class, if I'm being honest. All right, y'all, leave your comments down below. I appreciate y'all's time and attention, and I'll see you guys on the next video.